Hello and welcome to another quick amazing video tutorial with KingTech Coding Clinic once again. And in this video we are going to be developing or designing this amazing student profile management system in MS Access. Okay, it's going to be very simple, straightforward and fun. By the end of this video you should be able to develop not only this particular system, all the tips and tricks we shall be using, you should be able to use that to develop any amazing and advanced data entry form in MS Access without any problem, without any stress. So with this amazing system, we'll be able to keep new record, enter new record of student, save student record, delete record, navigate from one record to another, and be able to generate reports with just a click of a button, be able to print the report as well with just a click of a button. It's going to be very simple, straightforward and fun, and an amazing video tutorial. But before we delve right into this video, I have a good news for you. KingTech Coding Clinic is launching another amazing promotion starting from now. Okay, so we'll be giving you 40% discount on all our services and products. Okay, all our services and products from our product store, we'll be giving you 40% discount. Just check the link into the video description. You'll be able to get 40% off all our products and services from our product store, being it school management system, banking system, ID card builder, just name them, being it their courses or the application themselves. 40% off on all our services and then product. You can just use the promo code SALA2024 SALA2024 and you get 40% off. Now let's quickly delve right into this video. All right, so now welcome back. So to start with, we need to first of all close this one right away. Close this one. Now let's create a new folder on our desktop. We can call it student profile system. Perfect. So now you can just double click to open this up. Just leave it. Now let's come to search by here and type let's type access and just launch Microsoft Access. Okay, so with this just click on blank database. So we are going to name our file format. Before we do that, let's click on browse to navigate to the folder we just created on our desktop, which is called student profiles or students profile system. So this is it. Select it, click on open. So let's name our file maybe student or student database. Okay, perfect. So once we add, just click on OK. The name is set. Just click on create and then we should get this up and running. So first thing first, we need to create our table. Now, like I said, all the tips and tricks we shall be using here, you can use that to create any advanced form in MS Access. It's going to be very simple, straightforward and fun, like I said. So now let's move on. So what we're going to do is to switch to design mode. So to do that, let's right click on this, just click on design mode like this. So we have to name it. Let's call it student table. Okay, so click on OK. So we switch this, so this becomes our primary key and then it should be auto number. So here we have full name, perfect, and then here we have date of birth. Okay, these are the records or data I would want to use. If you would want to use anything else, then you would have to go for that. So with this, let me go for with date of birth. I'm going for date and time. Okay, let me just go for date and time, or let me go for date time extended. Yeah, let me go for that. So we move on to the next one, that is gender. With the gender, we are going to use a lookup to create our drop down list. So we go for lookup wizard. So we go for, I will type in the values that I want, then click on next. So from here, just type, you need just male and female. So type male, here type female, then click on next. I think that is okay. Just we want to limit it to next what we've just typed and click on finish. So we have that. The next one, we have date of admission. There we go. So with that one as well, we choose date and time extended. We move to, that is a class, and here we are going to use lookup once again to create our classes. We want to go for this option, click on next, and here maybe we type crèche. Let me just go for just 2 classes. You can add as many, just be adding them so that you get the number of classes you want. Click on next, limit it to list, and then click finish. So we have that as well. After class, then we have admission fee. There we go. So with admission fee, click here and go for currency, and then from here we have guardian name. Guardian name going to be short text, and after that we have address, and then short text. Then we have contact, short text, and then we have image. We would want to capture the student image as well. So then we go for attachment. There we go. So with this, we are done creating our table. So now we are going to build a query around this table. So to do that, let's first of all switch to data sheet view like this. Sorry, you would want first of all save it. Yeah, we click on save. So there we go. We have this up and running. So we are going to build a query around this table. So to do that, what we are going to do is to go to query design. That will be on create. Then we go to query design. So we have this. So what we are going to do is to choose our table here. Then we click add selected table. So from here we need all the fields. So just double click on this ID, double click on name. So you see, as you double click, you have them here. Date of birth, double click, gender, double click, date of admission, just double click, class, double click, admission fee, double click, name, double click, address, double click, after address, contact, and then image as well. So we are done with that. So now once we are okay with that, the next thing we are going to do is to run the query. So you click on run. So we have the query run. So basically that is that. It is as simple. So this is our query here. We have it. So now what we can do is to try clicking on close, and then you would have to save it. Say, do you want to save changes? You click on yes. So let's name it STD query. That is student query. STD query. There we go. So we click on okay. So we have that. We have the student query here. So now the next thing we are going to do is to use this query to build a table, okay, to build a form rather for data collection. So let's quickly delve right into that as well. So to do that, let's close this one here. Let's open this one here. So what we are going to do to create a form, what we are going to do is to click on create and then go to form design. No, we are not going to use the form design, so let's close this one. Let's avoid this. Let's click on create and use form wizard instead. Okay, let's go for form wizard. So we click on the form wizard here. So we need all the details here to be able to capture data from the form to our table. So we click on this to move everything here. Click on next, and then what we are going to do is to leave this option selected. Click on next, and then we give our form a name. Say what title do you want to give to your form? You can call it STD form or student form. Student data entry form. Perfect. That is the student data entry form. So once we are done, we click on finish. So let's see. So we have our form populated. It is as simple as that. Now to modify our form, we're going to take it step by step. So first of all, let's right click on this and let's go to design view. So with this, we can modify our form. First of all, let's adjust the width of the form like this. Let's bring it to up to somewhere like 7.5 here. This is pretty good. Then we can equally extend this one down a bit. That is if we want it that way. Okay, let me just undo this for now. Let me maintain it the way, so I bring it down a bit like this. This is okay. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to try adjusting my picture frame here like this. You can have something very cute like this here. This is okay. So let's select the image label and then take it off. And what we are going to do right now, let's select all the labels we have here. Select them, the fields rather, not the labels, the fields. So right click, let's go to size, and then let's set it to shortest. Click on shortest, make sure it is still selected. Right click again, you go to size and set it to widest. So we have something like this. That is cool. So now let's try adjusting them accordingly. So we have this. So let's maintain this. So it's okay. Let's move this one up a bit, or let's bring it down once. Perfect. So now let's move this one to the top. So select it and move it. Let's make sure the spaces are the same. Move it. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So I think this is okay. Let's select this and then readjust this a bit. Let's bring it this way. Let's drag them and bring them here. So now let's select these labels here and then let's expand them a bit. Let's expand them once again a bit so that we have everything fit in here. So now let's select all and choose our fonts. Let's go to the home tab here. I think Times New Roman wouldn't be bad for me. So there we go. I have that. Probably I would want to give the font color to probably black. So there we go. We have that up and running. Perfect is what we want. So let's adjust this one a bit this way. That is nice. So now the next thing we are going to do is let's remove what we have here. Just select it and press delete on the keyboard to take it off. So you can adjust it a bit, move it to the top. So let's select it again. Perfect. There we go. So now make sure you always save your work. Whatever changes you do, you make sure to save our work. So what we are going to do is we need some nice shape at the bottom here. So to do that, we go to the form design, then we grab rectangle this way, select the rectangle here. Let's just draw some nice shape up to this level here, and then let's bring it down a bit this way. Perfect. So make sure you select it like this. Let's change the background color. Let's click on format. Sorry, let's go to fill. I would want to give it a very deep green color, or this green color like this. Then here as well, I would want to use the same color at the top here. Perfect. So inside here, I prefer using a lighter green color like this. There we go. So that it matches with this. Perfect. This is what I want. So with this, now you make sure you don't tamper with anything inside the fields here. But with the labels here, we can adjust them by just select and just add, that is, columns to indicate the end of the label. There we go. So with the date of admission, it's not also popping up well, so we can expand it a bit. Select and then extend it a bit. Once again, there we go. So let's click here. Date of admission, add another. With the class, add another. And then admission fee, also add one. This, add one as well. This do the same thing. This do the same thing. Perfect. So once we are done, let's save our work. So let's quickly adjust this one a bit. There we go. There we go. Let's click on this shape here. Let's expand it a bit. Let's move it. Sorry. Let me just undo what I've just done. Let's extend it a bit. Perfect. Out. There we go. Make sure it's selected. On the format tab, what we are going to do is always make sure, if you want to select the entire form, we just click here and then we have all the forms selected. But to select a particular component inside the form, we just click inside the the component, you just select it, and then we should be good to go. Let's locate horizontal anchor from here. Let's select it. So with the horizontal anchor, we set it to I think we set it to both, so that will be okay. So anytime we expand the form, it moves with it. Okay, so now let's try viewing our form to see. Let's click on this. So we have the form that looks like this. We are not done. Let's switch back to design view and continue with our formatting. So save your work. So now the next thing we are going to do is now select the shape once again. Okay, and then let's look for the vertical anchor. Okay, so with the vertical anchor, we set it to bottom. So perfect. That is that. So now what we are going to do is to make sure we select the shape once again under the format, then we go to shape outline, then we set it to transparent. So we are done with the shape as well. So now we can try to view our form once again. So let's click on form view, and then now we have this record selectors and then the navigation bar here. We're going to do away with them. So let's right click and let's go to design view. Now let's make sure the form is selected entirely. Let's click on format. So what we are going to do is let's look for the record selector. So with the record selectors here, let's set it to no. And then with the navigation buttons as well, let's also set that to no. So now let's save our work once again. Let's right click and then we go to form view. So you see that we are able to do away with that. That is what we want. Let's come back to design view once again. Now we need to make the form a pop-up. So to do that, you make sure the form is selected. Then we come to the other tab here, then pop up here, then we say yes. So with that, when we save our work, right click here, go to form view, then you have the form popping up like this. So now we need to do away with this gray bar at the bottom here because it doesn't make it look good. So what we are going to do is right click, we go to design view. So let's select the form once again, then under the format tab, let's quickly look for the scroll bar. Okay, the scroll bars, let's look for scroll bars. This is it, and set it to neither. Perfect. So now let's save our work, right click and view the form. See that we are able to do away with that as well. Let's come back to form design view again. So now the next thing we need to do is let's quickly add some nice label at the top here. So to do that, let's select all this, let's bring it down a bit. Okay, let's bring it down. Perfect. This way, there we go. So now let's select one of the labels here, Control C, then Control V. So let's drag the label we just pasted and then paste it here. So here let's just type something like personal profile. Perfect. So we set this, select this, and then we would want to go home, and then let's change to Arial Black as the font. Perfect. Hit enter, and then we would want to probably increase the font size a bit to around 16. Then we would want to expand it to fit, have the font fit inside. There we go. Perfect. So now let's select this and place it here neatly. So let's center it well. Let's adjust it once again. So let's make sure it's selected. Then we go to format. Then we come to with the shape outline. Then let's set it to transparent. Okay, so that we can save our work. So with this, we can equally just underline it to make it look good and stand out. So let's right click and then view our form once again, so we have it looking cute and like that. So now let's switch back to design view. So now what we are going to do is let's select all the fields here from the top to the bottom here. Okay, now there is something we need to do here. I can see that there is something we need to adjust here. Our fields here, everything is okay from here, except that here we have some issues we need to resolve. So let's bring it down a bit. There we go. There we go. So this one should come down a bit. There we go. So now I think this is okay now. Perfect. So now let's quickly select this, and then let's go home, and then let's adjust them to align them to left. Okay, so we have that up and running. So now the next thing we are going to do is let's click and select the image frame here. Then we go to form design, then we go to insert image, then we click on browse. So we navigate, let me navigate to the desktop. I have some image avatar, we select it, and I have it inside. So now you wouldn't see it, but once I view the form like this, you should be able to have it up and running. When you click here, we click this way, we can quickly browse and add an image. Okay, so basically that is that. Let's switch back to design view once again. So now the next thing we are going to do is to add our button. So under the design tab, we just click on button here, click on the button. So the first button we are going to add is the add new record button. So we just draw our button here, very cute button. Then we follow the design. So with this, let's choose record operation. Then what we are going to do is to make sure we click on add new record, then click on next, and you choose text, and then we maintain the name. So we change the name to, so let me add new. So it reads add new record. So once I'm done with that, just click on finish. So I have my add new record button here. Can just resize it a bit and then adjust it to suit what I want. So perfect. With this, let me move it here a bit and bring it down, or move it to the top a bit. There we go. So let me quickly adjust my form a bit once again. Perfect. Here as well, let me open it up. There we go. The next button I am going to add is the save button. So with the save button, we're going to do a bit of coding here small. Okay, so what we are going to do, so click on button once again. So we draw our button here. After drawing the button, just make sure you click cancel to cancel the wizard. So let's just rename it to save. Okay, save. Okay, save record or whatever. Just save is enough. Let's leave it like that. Yeah, save is enough. So now let's right click on this, go to build event, then you go to code builder, click on OK. So here we're going to write some basic syntax. So what we're going to say is do cmd dot refresh record. Okay, do cmd dot refresh record, then press enter, and we have do cmd. Okay, let me see, do cmd dot save. Okay, so with that, perfect, then we save our record. Now we need to give the user a message by typing message box, then we say record saved successfully. We have some exclamation sign here. We close this, then we call it VB information, then comma, then the third comma is, then we say record saved. Sorry, record saved. There we go. So we save our work, so we have that as well. So once we are done, we can go ahead and quickly close the code builder. We are done with that. So all we need to do next is to just adjust our button a bit to match with what we already have here. There we go. So we can move it a bit, get closer. Perfect. So now the third button is the delete button. So let's do the same thing with the delete. We're going to use the button wizard as well. So let's select it. So we click on, let's make sure we choose record operation, go for delete record, we go for next, choose text, we maintain the name, click finish. So we have delete record. Okay, so just do this, adjust it, well, bring it here, there we go. So let me select it and move it a bit. So now let's select these three buttons here, let's move them to the top a bit because we have an additional two buttons at the bottom here. There we go. So let's save our work. So let's reselect them once again. Let's go to the home tab and change the font to probably, okay, let me maintain, okay, let me choose Arial black, and then I would want to decrease the font size to probably 9 or let's say 8. Okay, so we have this. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is select this. Let's go to format, sorry, let's go to the format tab here. Let's go for shape style and choose this particular rounded edge design, and there we go. Perfect. So we have that. So now let's give them some nice colors. So under the format tab, the fill, I would want to give it with the add record, I would want to give it something like this blue color, and then I would want to change the font color to white. Okay, with a save, I would want to give it a deep green color. Okay, deep green color, that is what I prefer. You can choose to give it any color of your choice. Deep green, and the font color I go for white. The delete record, I'm going to go for red, and then the font color I go for white. Perfect. There we go. So now I think this looks good. So we need two additional buttons here. Let's go to form design. Let's click on this. Let's add another button here for navigating from one record to another. So what we are going to go is for, let's go for record navigation rather. Let's go for the record navigation. So the first one is going to be go to the next record. Okay, with the next one, okay, let's go for the next record. Let's click on that, go to next record, then click next. So we choose this, say it's a next record, we maintain it like that, then click on next. I think that is okay. Click on finish. So next record, we have this. When we click on this, we go to the next record. Let me just drag it and place it here. Let me add another one. That is for the previous record. Place it here. Let's go for the record operation. Sorry, that is a record navigation. And we come for the go to previous record. Click on next. There's previous record. Next, and I click on finish. So we have that as well. Let's select this one and move it here a bit. Select this one. Let's expand it a bit. There we go. Let's select the two of them. Let's change. I think the font is okay for me. What I'm going to do is to bold them. So let me just bold them now. And then I think let me move them a bit here, a bit, so that they will be in the middle of this the waveforms. There you go. So this one I'm going to give it a different color. So let me just go for format. Under the format, let me give it a color like probably this one here. And then let's click on this. Then the next record, let me give it a different color as well. And then this color wouldn't be bad. Perfect. Then the font, go for white as well. So whichever color you prefer, go for it. So now let me click on this, the shape style, and click on the rounded edge here as well. Go for the same thing. So save your work and let's view our form once again. So you see that our form looks very cute. Okay, so now what we are going to be doing right now is let's try entering some record into our form. So the first person, so once I'm done with what I'm going to do is to click on save. Then I have record saved successfully. Perfect. So now let's say I would want to delete this record, I click on delete. It says you want to delete. I say yes, the record is deleted. It's as simple as that. Perfect, simple as that. I didn't add an image, so let me try adding another record and then add an image. But I'll be doing that, so you don't have to worry about that. So now let's add that. So click here, then we click on this to add an image. Probably I have some nice image around here. Let me just quickly navigate to my this passport pictures. There we go. Let me just go for probably this image wouldn't be bad. So I have that selected here. So what I'm going to do is to save my record. I have the record saved. So now if I should, sorry, let me extend it a bit. Perfect. If I should drag this down and then refresh here, you can see that I have the record entered here. Perfect. It's as simple as that. So what I'm going to do is to close this one for now, or we switch to design view. Let's click on design view. However, this is not our table, this is the query. Let's close this one and rather open the table from here. There we go. So we have our table from here. Perfect. That is that. So now let's come back to our form once again. Let's right click and then view the form once again. So this is the record so far, what we have inside there. So let's quickly close this one, or let's switch back to design view. Now let's go ahead and add our nice beautiful looking search bar at the top here. So to do that, let's adjust this one a bit to have enough space. So to do that, what we are going to do is to quickly, under the form design, let's go for combo box. Let's just grab combo box and quickly draw our combo box here like this. Perfect. So with this, what we are going to do is to choose find a record on my form base. So we choose that, click on next. So we are going to be using the name to search. So what we are going to do is just scroll down, or let's locate the student's name or the full name. Double click on the full name here. So what we are going to do is to click on next. Okay, so this is the name we have here. Click on next once again. So what label do you want to give to your combo box item? Let's give it a name, a label to be searched. And then once we are done, we click on finish. So there we go. So now let's quickly format our search bar a bit. So let's adjust this one here a bit, and then probably expand it a bit like this. There we go. Something like this. There we go. So now let's select the two here, and then let's go for the font color. Let's give it a black color. Okay, let's go to the format tab, and the font color, let's give it black, or probably black. Let's give it a white color. But before we do that, let's select this one here. Let's go for the shape fill. Let's make it transparent so that it takes the color of the header here. So with this, we can then select the label together with the field, and then let's give it a font color to be white. So now let's increase the font size to around, okay, before that, let's change it to Arial black. That will give us the formatting at once we want. So there we go. I think this is looking good now. So let me just select this one. Let me just add my colon here, select it, and then let me align it to right. Perfect. Have it here. Perfect. This is what I want. So the next thing I'm going to do is to select both like this and move them a bit here. That's them well. Perfect. This is what I want. So now what I'm going to do again is to select the two, and then the shape out. I'll select this one here. Let me give the shape outline. The shape outline should also be white. Perfect. There we go. So now let's save our work. Right click, and then let's view our form. So we click on this. We should have some names popping up here. However, we don't have any for now, but don't worry, we'll get that up and running. So now let's switch back to design view. But before that, let's click on add new record to see something here. So let's see something. Okay, for now we don't have any name for now, so don't worry, we'll get some record. So let's add some name here, maybe then we click on, okay, let's add an image. Choose this. What we are going to do is to click on add, we browse. She's a female, we grab this image, click on OK to insert it, then we click on save. So we have the record saved. So now if you should just refresh here, you should have the record now. Okay, now let me just quickly switch to we should have this drop down here showing, but it's not actually showing the way I want it. So what I'm going to do is to quickly switch back to design view. So now let's select inside here, let's select the combo box here and change the font color to probably a black, and let's see what's going to happen here. Let's change it to black here. Perfect, this is what we want. So now let's save our work and then let's run our form now to see something here. Now when we click on this, you should be able to have the names popping up. Now it was the font size, sorry, the font color that was white that was leading to that issue. So we just have to change the font color and to have this. So now we click on this and then we'll be able to what? Search for John Doe. You go ahead and click on this, you'll be able to return this. So you go to the next record, you have this. Previous record, you have this. Next record, you have that. Perfect. To add new record, you clear everything, you add your new record. It is as simple as that. Let's switch back to design view. So let's click on this and then switch back to design view. Now let's quickly switch back to the form view and let me show you something. So we need to disable this so that the user wouldn't be able to expand this, so that it doesn't look nice. So we need to disable that as well. So to do that, let's switch back to design view here. What we are going to do is to make sure you select the entire form from here, and then on the from here at the top here on the format tab, all we are going to do is to look for minimum, maximum, and then what we are going to do is to set it to minimum enabled. Okay, this. So let's save our work now. Let's view this form view. So you see that it's gone, no one can expand it again. Perfect. And also what I think is the image is not looking good the way I want it. So what we're going to do is to work on this. So let's right click and then let's go to design view. So let's select this. Let's look for picture picture size mode. Let's go for stretch. Okay, so once you are done, save your work, right click here, form view. Now you can see that we have the image stretch inside and it's now looking better. So now let's right click and switch back to design view once again. Now the next thing we are going to do is to convert this form into a report. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is to convert this form into a report. So now what we're going to do is let's close this table for now. Let's maintain this. Let's save our work perfectly. So what we are going to do is let me quickly do something here. Let's decrease this one. Let's increase it a bit to give more space here. Let's bring it down once again. Give some nice spaces here up to this level. I think this is okay. Let's have enough space to work with. There we go. So now what we are going to do is I want us to select everything from here. Let's bring them down. Let's bring them down a bit so that we have enough space at the top so that the report will look nice. So let's select the bar here and drag it to the bottom here. There we go, like this. Perfect. So we have this. So now I think we'll have enough space to work with. So let's review our form once again before we then convert it into a report. So now we have enough space to work with. This is looking better than before. So let's switch back to design view. So to convert this to reports, all we are going to do is let's go to file and let's go to save as, and we go to save object as, then click on save as, then we choose here to be report, then let's name it student report or student profile. There we go, student profile. So once we are done, we click on OK. So this is the report. So now we can then close the form from here. Now we can then open the report. So this is how the report is going to look like. Okay, so now the report, let's format the report now. So to do that, let's first of all convert it into a design mode, design view. Perfect with this. So what we are going to do is to do away with a lot of stuffs here. Like first of all, let's do away with the search bar. Let's remove this. Let's remove all the buttons here. Perfect. I think now that looks good. So let's select inside here and let's go to the format tab. Let's change the shape color to white. We have the background to be white. The bottom here, let's change the shape color to be gray, something like this. And then the top here as well, let's change it to gray as well. Let's just click on this and then we have that to be gray. So what I'm going to do is to select this one here, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Let's drag it and keep it at the top here, and let's call it student report or student profile, or yeah, let's call it report. There we go. There we go. So I think this is looking better. So now let's adjust it well. So to show some differences, let's select this one and minimize decrease the font size to 12 and make this one stand out a bit by making it at least 18 and increase this effectively. Increase this one now. So let's save our work. So now let's right click and view the report. Okay, report view. This is how the report is going to look like. This is how our report is going to be looking like. So now let's quickly switch back to the design view. Now the next thing we are going to do is to quickly add a print button to our report. But before we do that, let's make sure we have the entire report selected from here, and then from the top here as well. And what we are going to do is to enable the vertical scroll bar. So the scroll bar, let's come to scroll bar and then choose the vertical only. The vertical only, right? So let's use this so that we can scroll between the various report based on the number of students we have. So with this, we'll be able to switch to the next student. You can see that we have that as well. Is what we want. You can see that we have another one here. There we go. There we go. That is how we want it. So now what I would want us to do is let's switch back to design view now. Let's add a print button to our report. So let's save our work. Okay, now before we do that, let's quickly go to under the form design. Let's grab a button here. Let's quickly draw a button here perfectly. Let's just name it print. Okay, print. So let's select it. And then let's go to home. Let's format it. Let's give it Arial black. There we go. Let's increase the font size a bit to 12. So now let's select it. Let's go for formats and let's go for shape style. Let's give it this one. Then let's maintain the color. I think the color is not bad. That is okay. So let's right click on it. Let's go to event and let's click on OK. With this, let's just click. Let's type here print object. Let's hit enter and there we go. So we save our work and close it. So this will print the report for us. Okay, so now let's view our report once again to see. There we go. There is something I also noticed. We can see that we have some gray color here. We have here to be white. I would want them to all to be probably gray or white. I think whichever we decide. So let's switch back to design view here. What we are going to do is to here, let's select here. Let's go to format. The color we have here, let's change it to white. Then right click here. Let's go for alternating color. Then we set it to none. Perfect. So now let's view it to see now. Right click at the top here, report view. So you can see that we have everything to be white now. There we go. Click on print. You'll be able to print your form from report from here as well. That is what we want. So now let's right click and go to design view once again. Now the next thing we are going to do is we need to link this report to our form. So to do that, let's quickly close the report now. Let's open the student form. Let's double click on the form here. Right click on the form. Let's go to design view here. So what we are going to do is to add some nice button here. So let's do that. Let's click on this. Let's draw some nice button here. And let's quickly cancel this wizard and let's call it report. Okay, there we go. So let's format it accordingly. Let's select it. Let's go to home. Let's click on bold and then maybe Arial black as usual. Boom, we go for it. Now we want to increase the font size a bit to 12. Perfect. There we go. Save it. Let me just move it here once a bit. Perfect. This is what I want. So now let's select it. Let's go to format. Then we give it this round edged, round bordered, whatever. So now I think this looks okay now. So now the next thing we're going to do is just to enter some few commands and then we should be able to have things up and running. So what we're going to do is right click on this one now. Let's go to build event and let's go to click on OK. So here the first command we're going to do is just type on open report, then hit enter. Okay, and then inside the while condition here, what we are going to do is just type equal to, and then what we are going to do is just type ID, because we have the ID as our student ID as the primary key. Double click on it, so we have it selected. Then type equal to, then you introduce the ampersand, and what we are going to do again, type ID, then you have it pop up, then double click again. There we go. So now watch here carefully. Click after the first equal sign here and introduce a single quote, and then inside here after the second equal sign here, not before it please, after it then introduce another one, and there we go. So here what we are going to do is to choose the form, the mode in which you want to open the form into dialog. Okay, here we need to get the name of our report here. Okay, we call it student profile. I think that is what we are left with, student profile. So once we are done, let's click on save, and then we close this now. So with this, we have just linked the report to the form, to the form now. So now they have a very strong connection. So with just a click of a button, we should have things up and running. So now let's view this. Let's right click on this. All we are going to do is view this now. When we click on report, you should have the first person's report. Then you can click on it now. Let's cancel this. Let's close this. If I should click and go to J, whatever, you can view her report and we can print a report as well. So with this, we have a fully functional form up and running. So in my next series of videos, I'll be showing you how we can create a very nice login and then sign up or sign in button or form for this particular system where we can add a lot of features. Okay, so if you like this video, please don't forget to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. You press the bell icon, and with this you get notified anytime we upload new video tutorial, because we have amazing video tutorials coming up. If you don't want to miss them, you get to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. You can keep adding more records to your form and you should have everything up and running. Thank you so much, and see you in our next series of lessons. Bye.